A Step into the Past Volume 12 Chapter 11. Book 12 Chapter 11, each having their own plots. When Ji Yanran and the ladies set off to Qin Shing's residence, Xiang Shaolong removed Blood Wave, the sword that has never left his side, and changed into commoner's clothes. Under the discreet protection of the family warriors, he slipped out of Wu residence and made his way to Phoenix Bridge north of Xianyang City to keep his appointment with Tu Xian. Since he arrived at Handan City, he has always been mixing with the royalty and upper class. In Xianyang City, he is leading an even more prestigious lifestyle which is very different from the commoner's way of life. Whenever he wants to do anything, there is someone at his beck and call. Now, he has regained some freedom and has transformed into a common man, enjoying the interesting lifestyle of the man in the street. He intentionally squeezed his way into the busy business streets and observed the stalls selling various vegetables, goods, and art pieces. Regardless if it is made of steel, bronze, porcelain, wood, leather, cloth, or sculptures, everything for sale has an ancient feeling which is not seen in the modern 21st century. He could not resist buying a few toys to present to his wives and maids to make them happy. The market is crowded with people and most of them are females. Noticing Xiang Shaolong's sturdy build and handsome looks, they disregard other men and cast their gazes at him frequently. The young girl selling the bracelet to him kept staring at him with love in her eyes and was smiling sweetly like a blossoming flower. Xiang Shaolong found it very unique. If it was him years ago when he first came to the ancient times, he would seduce the prettiest girl back home to his bed. The ladies of Qin are open-minded and straightforward, unlike those in the southeastern states. Xiang Shaolong hardened his heart and ignored the young girl's loving gaze. When he turned around, the crowd was becoming chaotic. It seems like several thugs are chasing a young man and are trying to hit him. On the other side, a girl who appears to be his sister or wife is crying as she tries to stop the attackers but was pushed down to the floor instead. The young man has strong endurance. Despite being overwhelmed, he did not succumb to their attacks and gritted his teeth and continued fighting. One of the thugs picked up a pole from a stall nearby and was about to hit the young man on his head. Xiang Shaolong leapt in front of the young man and pushed the fiercest thug back a few steps. Spreading his hands, he called, "That's enough. This matter shall end here and no one is allowed to fight anymore. If someone dies, who is accountable?" The lady took this chance to rush up to the badly bruised young man and cried, "Hubby Joe! Are you okay?" Xiang Shaolong realized that this is a young couple and took pity on them. The group of thugs are rascals who have been terrorizing the common folks. Even though they have caused several stalls to collapse, no one dare to say anything or even blame them for it. Seeing that someone has come to challenge them, they were infuriated and cannot let Xiang Shaolong off. They observed Xiang Shaolong is extremely brave and heroic looking and dared not underestimate him. Picking up poles and other makeshift weapons, they surrounded Xiang Shaolong. The leader of the thugs roared, "Who are you? You look like a newcomer and probably has not heard of us, the 10 Tigers of Xianyang. If you know what is good for you, you better kneel down, kowtow to us and admit your mistake or we will give you a good trashing." Xiang Shaolong rudely stared at him and couldn't be bothered. He turned back to the young couple and smiled, "Is little brother okay?" Before the young man could answer him, his wife shrieked, "Be careful!" Xiang Shaolong let out another smile and flipped to one side, snatching the pole that was about to hit his head. At the same time, his leg kicked out into the private region of his attacker. The thug gave a loud and tragic cry and released his pole. He was sent flying by another kick from Xiang Shaolong and cannot get up anymore. Grabbing another pole with his other hand, Xiang Shaolong took up a fighting stance and attacked 2 men simultaneously with his 2 poles on 2 sides. He aimed for their ears and felled both men in one stroke. The ear is the human body's most fragile part and their agony is written all over their faces. The other thugs were scared stiff and dared not attack him. Picking up their fallen comrades, they slipped away quickly into the crowd. The onlookers clapped loudly to show their appreciation. Xiang Shaolong has an appointment to keep and cannot stay around for too long. From his bosom, he retrieved enough silver to buy several horses and pushed them into the hands of the young man and sincerely advised, "Find a physician to treat your injuries and leave quickly before those men come back." The young man firmly rejected, "I did not do anything to deserve this money. Mr. has helped me greatly, and how can I receive your kindness once again?" His wife nodded her head vigorously, showing her strong approval of her husband's decision. Xiang Xiaolong is secretly joyful and gently asked, "If it was me that was in trouble and you are wealthy, would you have done the same thing?" The young man named Zhou replied, "Of course." Xiang Xiaolong laughed, "So be it." Stuffing the silver into his hands, he left laughing. Among the cheering of the crowd, he hurriedly left the market. Just as he was about to cross a wide street, someone called him from behind, "Mister, please hold your step." Xiang Xiaolong turned around in surprise and saw a stocky man approaching him. This man is neatly dressed with a long sword at his waist and appears to be a family warrior. The man invited, "Mister's action has been witnessed by my young mistress who happened to be passing by. She admires your character and wishes to meet you." Xiang Xiaolong was very amused, but looking at his fine bearing, he must have come from a prestigious family. He politely rejected, "I am a born wanderer and aspires to fly everywhere like the wild geese. Please tell your mistress that I am grateful for her appreciation." Finishing, he left. The family warrior repeated fly everywhere like the wild geese, the refreshing new proverb a few times before he left dejectedly. Tu Xian led Xiang Xiaolong to a simple and inconspicuous hut near the bridge and declared, "I have specially arranged this place for our rendezvous. If we have to meet up in future, this will be the place." Xiang Xiaolong knew that he is very experienced and will make this safe house undetected by Lu Bue and his cronies. He sat down and inquired, "How is Lu Bue treating brother Tu?" Tu Xian plainly state, "There are many things he still needs my help. Especially those that he wishes to keep confidential. For example, it was me who extorted the bunch of Yan courtesans from Prince Dan. Originally, Prince Dan wanted to give them to the influential people in Xianyang City as bribes, but Lu Bue learnt about this. He hinted to me and got me to be the bad person and extort these girls. I even have to pretend that this issue has nothing to do with him. Isn't it hilarious?" Xiang Xiaolong is slightly amused and felt less hatred for this man. He recollected that he will send assassins after Xiao Pan in the future. The assassination will fail and his state will be annihilated. He will eventually become another pitiful soul. Of course, Prince Dan can never guess that his future is so tragic. Tu Xian voice sounded in his ear, "There is news of Yuedan." Xiang Xiaolong is rejuvenated by this news and happily asked, "Where is brother Xiao now?" Tu Xian disclosed, "He has changed his identity and is currently an attendant in Han's Lord Nan Liang's residence. I have sent someone to give him 50 taels of gold. Han is not a good place to stay for long." Xiang Xiaolong agreed, "If Qin wants to attack the east, the first point of contention is Chongping and Han will be in great danger with their minimum resistance." Tu Xian smiled, "Han may be weak but still have some tricks up their sleeves. You should know about this man called Zhenqiu. This man is not as simple as he looks." For a while, Xiang Xiaolong did not know who he was talking about. He suddenly remembered Zhenqiu is the water engineer from Han who is trying to build a canal linking River Jing and River Luo, irrigating the land between them. Startled, he asked, "Is there a problem?" Tu Xian explained, "I have met this man and he is very gifted. The king of Han treats him very well and his loyalty to Han is without question. When he came to Lu Bue with his plan, I thought that he is here to assassinate him and purposely did not remind that traitor. Amazingly, the fella really has a grand plan to build the canal and knows every single process." Moao knew that this will increase Lu Bue's influence and encouraged him. Thus, Zhenqiu's canal plan is born. Xiang Xiaolong still did not comprehend, since this is the case, Lu Bue will only stand to benefit without any losses. Tu Xian analyzed, this may be beneficial to Liu Bue and Qin but is bad for any eastern campaign. Such a canal will need several years and millions of manpower to build. With this burden, Qin will not have any more resources to conquer the east. The most they can conquer is a few plots of land around Chongping. Zhenqiuo's strategy is indeed top-notched. Xiang Xiaolong was enlightened. Although he is from the elite special commando unit, he is not someone who wants to look for trouble. All these infighting before Xiao Pan's coronation may not be a bad thing after all. He nodded. So Master Tu summoned me here is to update me on these two issues. Tu Xian seriously commented, of course it is not over such small matters. Liu Bue has plotted to kill you during the hunting fair. Wu Tinggui's disappearance has raised his suspicions. He knows that you and him are irreconcilable like fire and water, and can never work together again. Unless you marry Liu Niangrong as a form of submission, Liu Bue will not allow you, his scourge, to remain alive. There is no one who knows how capable you are other than him. Xiang Xiaolong had a narrow escape. When Liu Bue spoke so politely to him yesterday, cleared up their misunderstanding and even gave him yan courtesans is to make him lessen his guard and not take any precautions against him. He was nearly tricked. He bitterly laughed. What a coincidence. I plan to kill Moao during the hunting fair too. Tu Xian smiled, I knew you will not bend to his will. Xiaolong is right on target. If you get rid of this man, it is as good as breaking one of Liu Bue's limbs. Xiang Xiaolong was curious, how did Brother Tu come to know these secrets? Tu Xian proudly boasts, there are still many tasks that have to go through my men. They would never guess that I know the truth behind the Red Pine Forest attack and that I have been serving them loyally over such a long time but is now working with outsiders. With my additional information, I can easily see through their schemes. Xiang Xiaolong nodded, if we can know how they are trying to kill me, I can turn the tables on them. Tu Xian shook his head, this matter is planned by Moao and Guanzongzi and I do not have the details. Guanzongzi is desperate to kill you. First, he can replace you and secondly, he did not want his dream girl Liu Niangrong to marry you. If he can become Liu Bue's son-in-law, his reputation will grow drastically. Xiang Xiaolong sighed, he is trying too hard. You should have seen the hatred in her eyes last night. Tu Xian laughed, women are strange creatures. Initially, she did not want to marry you. When you rejected the marriage proposal, she begins to notice you. Whether is it love, hatred or spite, she has a different attitude towards you. She was the one who suggested the swordplay performance to Liu Bue. I believe she wants to show you how enthralling she is and make you regret your decision. Xiang Xiaolong did not know whether to laugh or cry, sighing, I will rather kill myself than to marry my archenemy's daughter. Tu Xian smiled, Liu Niangrong is apple of Liu Bue's eyes. If Crown Prince Zheng is really not his son, he would have arranged for their marriage. Glancing at Xiang Xiaolong's questioning gaze, Tu Xian shrugged his shoulders, don't ask me who the real father of Crown Prince is. I think even Zhu Ji does not know. When she got pregnant, she was sleeping with both of them. Xiang Xiaolong laughed secretly. In the whole world, only he, Teng Yi and Wu Tingfang knew Xiao Pan's real identity. The moment Xiang Xiaolong stepped into the cavalry command center, he received word that the Crown Prince wishes to see him. He rushed to the palace immediately. Dressed in long robes of the King of Qin, Xiao Pan is having a secret discussion with Li Si in the study room. Seeing him, Xiao Pan mentioned, General's words have a great effect on Lao Ai. This morning, Empress told me that this man is a rare talent and should be utilized well, asking me to give him a promotion. Needless to say, Empress is besotted with him and must reward him for his efforts. Xiang Xiaolong sighed to himself, knowing that Zhu Ji has degenerated to the point of no return. But he could not bear to blame her. This beauty has always been grateful towards her benefactors or she will not tolerate Liu Bue's evil acts. King Zhuangxiang's death is a heavy blow to her, making her a traumatized and confused woman. She has lost her usual sanity and felt that life is empty. Moreover, she has been rejected by him. Under such circumstances, Lao Ai the Casanova is able to make use of this opening to win her affections. She needs the pleasure of the flesh to compensate for her sufferings. Xiao Pan sighed, this fellow is so impatient. After a few days as an attendant, he is already asking for a promotion. Li Si and I were discussing what official post to give him. Finishing, his mouth curled up in a smile. Li Si, who has become Xiao Pan's confidant, suggested, from my point of view, we can give him such a high post that it will incur Lu Bue's jealousy. If we can make Lu Bue object to this promotion, it will be even better. That will strengthen Lao Ai's determination to break away from Lu Bue. Xiang Xiaolong finally managed to sit down and laughed. I am afraid even with the cleverest people guessing, they can never guess that we are discussing such nonsense with the Crown Prince. Hey! Is there any post that will be in open conflict with Lu Bue or one of Lu Bue's cronies? Li Si had a brainwave. Why don't we promote him to be the inner custodian? This post is related to the Imperial Cavalry and Imperial Infantry. Documents from the Imperial Cavalry and Infantry must be vetted by the inner custodian before it can be submitted to the king. This is a position of authority and is almost like a supervisor of the Imperial Army. Xiao Pan frowned, but this post is occupied by Teng Sheng. This man has shown real ability and is respected by the military. If we displace him, the generals may protest. Li Si suggested, Crown Prince can promote him to another higher post to reassure the military. Xiao Pan thought deeper and remarked, the most important post in the palace is the commander of the palace guards, which is held by Lord Chongping and Lord Chan Guen. Below them is Subject Li, who is the imperial librarian who is in charge of all documentation. The next in power will be the inner custodian. The remaining positions are those concerning the hunting fair, the ceremonial officials, the banquet officials, but these positions are ranked much lower. I cannot think of an ideal position that will satisfy Teng Sheng. Xiang Xiaolong did not say anything as he is completely ignorant about palace rankings. But after he has heard all their discussions, he remembered Justice Bao and had a brainwave. Since there is an inner custodian, there should be an outer custodian as well. This new official shall be the eyes and ears of palace and be responsible for gathering information outside the palace. If there are any suspicious activities, he must report it to Crown Prince immediately. This is a challenging and refreshing job which should make Teng Sheng happy and excited. Xiao Pan slapped the armrest, exclaiming, "Great idea! The Empress will support this idea and Lu Bue cannot intervene. But I do hope he will still voice out his objections." Li Si praised, "Official Xiang is creative and thinks out of the box. I am impressed." Xiang Xiaolong added, "It will be good to give Lao Ai an office in the palace. He can use the office to plan his schemes and hold meetings for his cronies. Soon, he will be Lu Bue's opponent." Xiao Pan joked, "Let's find a place opposite the new premier residence. Since they are going to be opponents, their residences should be opposing each other too." Everyone roared out in laughter. Lu Bue will be burnt for playing with fire. He wanted to use Lao Ai to control Zhu Ji, but now, Zhu Ji has switched sides and cultivated a new adversary against him. An attendant came to report that Grand Tutor Qin is here and is waiting outside. Xiao Pan's face shone with happiness and instructed Li Si and the attendant to leave first. When they have left, he stood up and confided in Xiang Xiaolong, "I don't know why, but after His Majesty has passed away, I especially love to see Grand Tutor Qin. Watching her calm expression and peaceful demeanor, I feel extremely comfortable, even with her occasional scolding. In the past, I never had this feeling before." He added softly, "Except for Master and Grand Tutor Qin, nobody dares to scold me. The late King and Empress never scold me." Xiang Xiaolong could not hold back and hugged him tightly, sighing, "Dear child. It is because you needed a respectable motherly figure like Lady Ni." Xiao Pan trembled strongly and his eyes reddened, leaning into Xiang Xiaolong's bosom like a little boy hiding in his father's protective arms. Xiang Xiaolong understood his behavior. Ever since he became Yingzheng, this poor orphan began to treat King Zhuangxiang and Zhu Ji like his natural parents, especially doting on Zhu Ji. With King Zhuangxiang's death, his beautiful dream is shattered. Zhu Ji is a realistic woman who will not fall out with Liu Bue over King Zhuangxiang's death. With Lao Ai entering the picture, Xiao Pan knows that Zhu Ji can never replace his stern but righteous birth mother Lady Ni. And Qinqing has unconsciously become the closest idea of being his mother. Xiang Xiaolong is also saddened about Zhao Ni. In a low voice, he instructed, "When you have regained your composure, go out at once for your lesson." Xiao Pan forcefully nodded his head. Xiang Xiaolong released him and left.